Hello to everyone in the world of Regen Rovers and welcome to episode 6 of the series where we are halfway there. We're halfway through our first season. We're halfway to survival, I suppose, although it's still pretty tight at the bottom of the table. As you can see, only 3 points above the relegation zone, and with 2 games to play today, we could be comfortably in mid-table by the end of today's episode, or we could be right down in trouble with the likes of Swindon Supermarine and Harrow. We're once again going away to London today because we're going to be taking on Hendon, and we're also we're inviting Frome from Wiltshire to Winchester. So 2 very big games against teams in and around us. You can see our form has been a little bit inconsistent. It's frustrating. Since the last episode, I've played lots of games, as you can see. We beat Merthyr, a team in 2nd place in the league. We beat them 3-2. A topsy-turvy game. Let's watch all the goals. It was exciting at our golden stadium, Plumbing Park. But, I mean, that wasn't the greatest goal to concede. The Flame Pit were not happy with that. But we equalised thanks to a bit of a cock-up from their goalkeeper. I think he saved it and then knocked it in. I'm not entirely sure what happened. And then Ratty set up Sean Walker with the header to put us 2-1 up, but they equalised. I was hoping for a dramatic win against a top team at this level, but the Welsh team equalised through Hunt. However, it wasn't all over. We got the winner in the 82nd minute. Fawkes with the through ball to Sean Walker to drive home a thrilling finish. And he's come good again. He's just inconsistent. That's the problem. He is a good player, but he just needs to be good on more days than he isn't. 1-1 draw against Gosport down on the south coast of Hampshire. We took the lead through John Parsons, but Matt Tubbs equalised. And I swear, didn't he used to play for Bournemouth? Maybe I want to say Bournemouth when they were in League One. So I think he's got a decent level about him. This is the first time we saw our 3rd shirt, which is a green colour to match the old logo, of course. Just Jack Young wanted to have the 3rd shirt option, just to remember his time at the club in the other parallel universe, which I wasn't a part of in my life. I was in a different life, of course. But this was the first goal. It was a great goal, actually. Winter set up Parsons, who drove it home. Beautiful finish for his first ever goal for Regen Rovers. But they did equalise a few minutes later. We then lost against Kings Langley, who you may have noticed are in the relegation zone. So this was not a good result. Ratty did get an equaliser for us, but Winter had a terrible game, 5.8. Played well in the previous game, getting the assist, but this game was dreadful. Let's have a look at our goal then. So it was a corner whipped in, out to Fawkes, to Rig, into the box, and a lovely volley from Matty Ratty. We have to call him Matty Ratty, don't we? I mean, that's just asking for it. In fact, we should make it official. Matty Ratty. There we go. Don't know why I didn't do that before. Then a decent 1-0 win against Walton Casuals, a top team actually. I think, yeah, they're in the playoffs. We're doing really well against the good teams, which is brilliant, but frustrating that we can't beat the teams in and around us. Dave Reynolds came off the bench to get the winner. I think only a 2nd goal for the club. Fawkes with a brilliant free kick. We can't actually see that very well, but he knocked it in at the back post. That view's a bit weird, isn't it? This was really disappointing. I was hoping to get through to the next round of the Hampshire Senior Cup, but in the 3rd round we were knocked out after going 2-0 up. They equalised in the 95th minute, and they went on to win the penalty shootout. Fleet are in the division below us, by the way. So really frustrating. Dan O'Sullivan, I think this was finally his first senior goal for the club. He's on loan. His manager was not happy that I've not been playing him. Same with a few players really. They're just frustrated that I'm not really giving them game time. But they're not playing well enough. But I put out a 2nd string team in this game. And it consisted of Hickman, who was one of the greyed out players at the start of the game. Gave him a contract. He became a fully fledged regen. But this was a nicely worked goal. Kelvin Morrow crossed it in. O'Sullivan nodded it home. Okafor managed to get a goal as well. Let's have a look at his goal. We won't look at that equalisers, it's too depressing. This was a right old scramble, but Okafor managed to stick it in the back of the net. I thought we were through, but we weren't. We threw it away. So we're out the Hampshire Senior Cup this year round. Now this was annoying as well. A late surge from Chesham. This was going to be a decent result. Fawkes hadn't scored for I think 6 or 7 games. I was starting to get really worried, but he scored in the 6th minute of this one, and I thought we were going to hold on. but we just weren't able to do so. They probably deserved all the chances they had in this game. Matty Ratty involved. We're playing in our proper away strip this time around. White shirt, black shorts. Lovely finish from Forks to finally score after a few games failing to do so. This, once again, 1-0 up. No, sorry, they went 1-0 up. We equalised, but they scored 2 late goals, Basingstoke did. Really annoying. Just went up the road, 10-15 minutes up the road to Basingstoke. Really irritating end to the game. Sean Walker with the penalty to get the equaliser, but yeah, it wasn't enough. However, we beat first place Salisbury. I think they'd only lost 1 game at this point. They've now lost 4, but they're still quite far in the lead. In fact, they might have lost 2 by this point. But this is an incredible result, considering Sean Walker was sent off in the 71st minute. They equalised after that, but we got the winner through a penalty. But Morgan Fawkes scored again, which was really pleasing. His 12th goal of the season. What a result this is. This is the best result yet. Wish I'd kind of shown this game, but I wanted to get a few more games ahead, as we're already up to the 6th episode and we're only halfway through the first season. This was the goal, then lumped up the pitch for Rig. Brought it down. Brilliant first touch. Crossed it in, and Forks at the back post stuck it home. And then from the penalty spot, after we went down to 10 men, after they equalised, Forks won a penalty, and our left back Richard Brown stroked it down the middle past the keeper. What a win. But then against Weymouth, who at the time were in the relegation zone, we beat them on the first day of the season. We lost. They do have a good team. Someone pointed out that they have Zuba, who apparently, well, he's been capped by his country, but also I think he played in the Premier League. Yeah, he did. He was at Bournemouth only like 3 seasons ago when they were in the Premier League. I don't think he played, but still, that is incredible. And he scored the 93rd minute when another late goal. We just concede so many late goals. We'll have a look at our 2 goals then. Winter, and who was the other player to score? I've forgotten. But that was a great tackle. Now, I played Tom Reaney, I've been playing him defensive midfield. I don't know if it's working or not, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to keep with it for the time being. This was a lovely worked goal. Rig with the assist, Winter with the finish. Matty Ratty scored in the 51st minute to put us 2-1 up, but they turned it around. Let's have a look at Matty Ratty's goal then. Back post, headed it home. Nice stuff. He's actually done really well for us. How many goals has he got now? He's got 4 goals in all competitions, 3 assists. His average rating's average, I suppose, but that's the same with most of our players, to be honest. So yeah, we're in 15th place after all those games. Now, people were saying they wanted to look at the finances. It's not the best. We're minus 3.97k, but here it says we've got a balance of £4,465. I don't know why it says that, because we do have minus here. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not an expert on finances, I'll admit. But if we look here, we've this month so far. Is this month so far, or last month, or over the last month? I don't even know. We don't have any sponsors. Oh yeah, we got a sponsor. That's me. That's my 500 quid. That's Golden FM. I said I'll give them 500 quid a year to have the sponsor. Golden FM on the shirt, of course. But yeah, I don't really pay enough attention to this. I should do, considering we're a lower league. But I've not been blowing money. I've not had any money to spend, so I've just been trundling along. Loads of players earning 5 quid a week, all the young players. Some players obviously get paid. For example, Jeremy Cook Best. Chef gets paid per game. He earns 30 quid per game, which is not very much, let's be honest. Anyway, it's time for today's Fan Corner. So this is the journey we made up to Hendon today in London. Once again, that Heathrow stretch, irritating. Hate that bit of road. And this is their ground. Nice little non-league ground with a big field next to it. It's 18th versus 15th. This is a big game. This is like the Harrow game, possibly even more important, if anything. We're playing in our away kit, which is nice to see. Hendon playing in a nice green colour. They are the favourites, but they've lost like 5 games, possibly more than that, in a row. So we got to fancy our chances, haven't we? So I'm going with Trollope in goal. Robin Grigg is back at right back. That will please some people, I'm sure. Chef is playing alongside Colburn. They've switched round. He's gone to the cover duty. Richard Brown at left back. Now I need to show you transfers. I forgot to say. We've released Andres. Ross Andres is gone. Now he basically came to me and said he wanted first team football. I said I couldn't give it to him. He said he wanted to leave, and then that just automatically made him leave. So he's not found a club. He was useless. He really was. I think he got an assist, didn't he? I moved him down. Yeah, he did. I moved him down to the under-23s. He did score some goals, to be fair, but he just didn't do it in the first team. And also, he's 25. He's not like one of these young players with a future, really, at the club. So it made sense to get rid of him. Now, I have replaced Tom Newell. I brought in Mick Noble, but he's not very good. He's got potential, but he's 21 already. So I don't really know why I brought him in. He's on a non-contract. He'll earn 20 quid if he plays, but he probably won't play very much because I think Richard Brown is actually better than him. And he's got a little bit of potential as Richard Brown. I quite like him. He's relatively well-rounded. So he could become the next Tom Newell. I hope so, anyway. Reeny's going to be playing defensive midfield. 17-year-old on loan from Gosport. He's got a bit about him. He's got a bit of bite to him. With Winter playing in front of him. Sean Walker is suspended because of his red card. Matty Ratty on the right. Higgs still hasn't really impressed me. I know quite a few people have said they quite like the look of him, but he just hasn't done much. He's got a couple assists, but his average rating is terrible. But John Parsons hasn't been that impressive on the left either. I suppose maybe he's a bit more impressive. Do we go with Parsons? I'm going to go with Parsons today because he's a bit more of an attacking, which he can't really play left midfield. I could always move these two further up if need be. Rig, he's done some good stuff. He's got 7 assists, only 2 goals, but he's the pressing forward, so he doesn't necessarily score goals for us. He creates them and puts pressure on the defenders. He's also a good set-piece taker for us, so he's quite an important player as that pressing forward. He does need to improve. He needs to be a bit more consistent, but he's starting to grow into the team. Alongside Fawkes, who's been a little bit inconsistent lately. His average rating has dipped. He's only scored 2 goals in the last 11 games or something. We need him to score goals because he's so important, and none of our other strikers are particularly consistent. Dave Reynolds has got a couple goals since coming into the first team. Dave Reynolds is going to go on the bench. Dan O'Sullivan's only got 1, and that was in the Hampshire Senior Cup. I did move him into the under-23s for a while, but he started to score, so I promoted him again, but yeah, a bit useless. It's just really hard to find consistent players at this level. Let's get on with it then. I've been blabbering, sorry. Oh well, different formation. We've played 4-4-2 pretty much every match for the last few weeks. And we've of course changed as well, but we've got 2 up front. So we're quite attacking, but I do still have that cautious approach. Let's just try and play some nice football. I'm just going to speak to everyone. There we go. That's motivated them all. Get my assistant to do that. Sometimes I fiddle with it a little bit. But here we go. Now nice proper away kit. White with the gold sash and black shorts. Matty Ratty coming forwards. Driving into Winter. Looking for Fawkes. It's cleared, but Reeny knocks it back up the pitch. But it's pinballing around here. Here come Hendon. German. Back to Chapel. Cutting in. This looks a little bit dangerous. Slightly worried. Come on, Parsons. Get in there. Richard Brown steps in. Great stuff from him. Reeny dawdles a bit, but knocks it long, looking for Fawkes. You can't win it, but here comes Parsons. John Parsons. That is pathetic. Pathetic. And now Hendon again. I sense a goal because it's a long highlight, but that is stroked wide by German. Deutschland, 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 Deutschland. I do like the German national anthem. Here he is again. I'm not sure he actually is German. I kind of doubt it, because he'd probably be called Deutsch, wouldn't he? It's crossed in, headed away. This looks dangerous. They've been all over us at the moment. Good header away though, but we're not getting to the second ball. It's crossed all the way out. This looks dangerous. It's blocked. We're defending stoically. Great tackle by Parsons, diving in there. Can we counter? But once again, a long ball up the pitch to no one, and we're just giving the ball. This is a long old highlight, which is why I sense another goal. Well, the first goal. It's going to be a goal, isn't it? It's in. What a strike. 1-0. We're going attacking. By the way, the Regen Rovers Twitter is close to 2,000 followers. Make sure you go and follow it if you haven't done so already. All the links to everything in the description below as always. Going to get the guys to get creative. Let's see if that works. We're playing it out from the back. That's our style of play. But then we knock it long, and Fawkes is on the end of it. Fawkes! Oh, what is wrong with him at the moment? What is... his early season form has evaporated. Just like a phoenix, I suppose. I suppose he's died. He's waiting for the ashes to... You know, like in Harry Potter, I suppose that's what phoenixes do. You know, they die, and then they're reborn. And he's waiting to be reborn. Assertive, show me something else in the second half. I've gone for the play for set pieces instruction. It's kind of worked, I suppose. I'm going to go more direct. I know we're trying to play direct. It's not necessarily working. But what I will do is I'm going to move these guys up. Why not? Let's push a few more men forwards. Fawkes with the only clear-cut chance for us. And he missed it. Reenie's having a poor game. But Rig with a free kick. Come on, Rig! He's curled it against the post. So unlucky. Now it's a free kick to Hendon. Knocked into the... This is dangerous. 2-0 to Hendon. This is a bad result. Why are we so good against the good teams and crap against the crap team? It's bloody irritating. And Winter's got injured, so on comes Okafor. Going to play him as a support. We're going to get the wingers to attack though. Maybe try and play it down the wings. Let's go for that. Let's distribute to flanks from the Okafor. We're going to close down more urgently. Push these guys up. We just got to try something different, haven't we? Rig and Fawkes aren't having good games. No one's having a good game, really. Here come Hendon again. This is the worst we've played for a while. German into Chapel. Crosses it in. Oh, that was almost 3. It's irritating. Do I bring Fawkes off? Should we give Dave Reynolds a go? Or John Parsons off? I'm tempted to put Ray Rig out there. Bring Dave Reynolds on. Ray Rig plays an inside forward. This is really disappointing. I can only apologise to you fans for travelling all this way to London and disappointing you. Because we've just not turned up. Fawkes had that one opportunity. Apparently we've had 2 half chances as well. Looking at the stats, you'd say maybe we've done okay, apart from possession. But looking at the highlights, we've just done nothing. Is this going to be 3? Oh, great save. Great block. Good defending in the end. Our defenders have done okay, to be fair. The attackers have let us down. Mullen's coming on for the last couple minutes. It's all over. Oh, this is just... We're going to be in a relegation battle, I sense, for the second half of this season. Grigg with a throw in. If we can get a consolation goal, at least we can send the fans home seeing a goal. Come on, we've got 2 minutes to get... Where's Okafor going? What is he doing? Chef blasts it up the pitch, headed on. And... Oh, we've won a penalty. Mullen was tackled. Who's our penalty taker on the pitch? It might be Rig. It is Rig. Come on, Ray Rig. His 3rd goal of the season. Everyone up, guys. We've still got it on very attacking. Can we get an equaliser with 1.5 minutes to go? Solid penalty from Ray Rig. With a wig. Nah, it's not going to happen. If anything, they're going to score a 3rd. Caught by Trollope. 2-1. We don't draw many games. Regen Rovers from the other universe. They drew so many games in the first season. It actually looked alright because they hardly lost any games. But they didn't get many points. Well, there we go. Consolation goal in the end. But it wasn't good enough. And we dropped down to 18th place, 2 points above the relegation zone. It's very tight at the bottom heading into this game against Frome next week. We've had a bit of a blow with Winter getting injured for up to 2 months. I'm not sure whether it's a massive blow. Like, he's so inconsistent. It's time for Frome Town then. They are the favourites, even though they're away from home at our place. This is the route they took today over from Wiltshire. Not too bad at all. So, I need to make a decision. Winter is injured. In fact, the decision's been made for me because there's only really Okafor available. We need to get Fawkes firing. I need to inspire him. What do I say? Can I say something to him? I can't really, can I? By the way, people have been saying, sign Morgan Fawkes permanently. I have tried. He doesn't want to join permanently. At the end of the season he might, because his contract's up. They might not give him a new contract, Dartford. I hope they don't. He's got a life here. He actually went to university early. He's a bit of a child genius, but we've got a few child geniuses in our team. Some of them are studying at university when they're only 17 years old. I'm going to give Higgs a go on the left as well. Stick with Matty Ratty on the right. Stick with the back 4. They were okay. It's just our attack let us down. Now I'm going to be focusing down the left and the right. Try and get the wings into play. I feel like we've got a threat down the wings. I know I don't get my fullbacks overlapping, but it's mainly because they're just dreadful going forwards. Robin Grigg, look, 4 on crossing, 2 on dribbling. It's just not going to be able to do anything. Brown, on the other hand, perhaps we can overlap down the left-hand side. Should we give it a go? let's focus down the left. Maybe Matty can get on the end of things. If I push him further up, I'm just experimenting here. Tinkering. It's tinkering time. If we overlap down this left, get the balls into the box to the far post, maybe Matty can get on the end of things. I'm tempted to swap these two round, but rig players that support pressing forward there and Fawkes' approach on the right hand side. See if that makes a difference. Just give it a go. Now before we get on with today's match, it's time for Paul's big day out. I love Longleat. I was there for my birthday just a couple weeks ago. Great fun. We stayed in Warminster, so Frome is the reason why I chose Longleat. Frome is near Longleat. It's like 10 minutes away. Warminster's a bit closer, but we're not playing Warminster. I've been to Frome. I've been through Frome. I'm not sure I've actually walked around it. It's one of those places you kind of go through, I think. But I don't know. It might be a lovely place. I should go there. Maybe Paul's big down in Frome. Let's go for that. Oh, it's motivated Ray Rig River Wig. That's such a mouthful. Thanks to everyone that has suggested professions for the players or whether they study. There's a few people that have created Twitter accounts, of course. It's all good fun. I love the fact that you're interacting, getting involved in the series, turning up to the matches. And of course, I really appreciate anyone that has pledged to me on Patreon. And remember, you can have players named after you. We're going to have the first youth intake soon. Those of you that have pledged to the top 3 tiers, I'll be making sure if you want a player named in the first season, that you get your names in. So you should have received a message from me. If you haven't, then get in touch. But you might not want a player named after you in this first season. Well, this is boring. Bit of an anticlimax. Half an hour in, there's nothing happening. Let's get creative, lads. Oh, I've clicked on the wrong button. Keep clicking. He's even got the words there and I still click on the wrong buttons. Here's Rig. Oh, bloody hell, what's happened there? Red card! Red card for Scott. Oh, apparently, no. What happened? What it looked like was Rig was tackled by the referee. But it was a right old scramble. We need to take advantage of this. Let's go attacking. I could go positive. We're going attacking. We're going for it properly. Nothing's happened. What a boring first half of football. This is not a good advertisement for association football at all. Keep going out there. They are man down. We can get a result. Let's go for that. There's a lot more to come from the midfield. It's worked a little bit. We should push the defence up. Close down a bit more. Prevent short goal. Just get in their faces. Come on. We kind of need some chants for players. We had chants in the first series. Gareth Sheriff. Classic chant. But I don't really have any for this series. We've got sort of nicknames and little phrases. Ray Rig with a wig. You know, we've called Cook best chef. Trollop's a comedian. We've got the backstories to these players. But we don't have any chants at the moment. This is the worst game ever. If Frome won this, it'd be very frustrating because they're down to 10 men. We've both not done anything. It's crossed. Oh my! No! We're at the receiving end of a dreadful own goal. Let's be more expressive. It's a bad episode. Last episode we beat Harrow. It was all positive. I thought we're going to climb up the table. We've done okay since then. We've beaten Salisbury City. Brilliant win. Absolutely brilliant. But today has been pathetic, to say the least. Do I go... I'm tempted to go 3 up front. I just feel like we need to do something. It's been poor, really poor. I apologise once again to the home faithful who have had to sit through this terrible result. But we've won a corner. Rig puts it in. It's headed away. Robin Grigg. I mean, I can't really use the Rob Rig chant because he's just not been good enough. Sorry, I'm not doing much for their morale, am I? So he's over the top for Maguire for Frome to kill it. Great save by Trollope. Really good save. That was the first clear-cut chance of the game. We've got it on very attacking. We're pushing men forward. It's crossed in. Headed clear. Now can we break? Reaney, knock it up there. What was that? John Parsons is coming on for Higgs. Go and win the ball back for us, Reaney. Come on, guys, please. I'm desperate for a point here. They're down to 10 men. I'm going to have to rethink things. Last chance. Rig into the box. Who was that? Why didn't he go for the ball? Just let it go over his head. We've lost again. I don't really know where to go from here. That was just atrocious. I've used that word quite a lot this series, but it really was. And Robin Griggs lost his confidence with my harsh team talk. I need to rethink. I think I need to once again rethink the tactic. I thought I'd come across something that worked, but it's not working. At least we should get a good result against Swindon Supermarine because they've been awful. But we're only 2 points above the relegation zone going into that game against Swindon. Tiverton after that, Farnborough, Poole, Staines, Met Police. I mean, we do well against the good teams. We might beat Wimborne. Thank you for watching. I'm not going to do an Ask the Manager today. I'm not in the right place. I'm flummoxed. Don't know what to do. I'm going to cry, I think. We beat Salisbury, top of the table. Makes no sense. All these other losses. What is going on? Why can't Forks score? Why can't we create anything? I'm going to go back to basics. I'm literally going to create a tactic from scratch, I think, because this just isn't working. I need to try and play to my strengths. We need to get the ball to Forks in the penalty box so he can finish. That's what we need to do. Maybe we need to transition the ball up the pitch. Maybe we need to play short passing rather than just lumping it, hoping Forks with 6 on pace can run after it. But this was to be expected. Let's be honest. I was expected to finish bottom. We're actually exceeding expectations at the moment. Perhaps we're going to be in for some deja vu, and at the end of this season we're going to have a dramatic Dr. Jones moment. Who knows? I suppose the first season I didn't want to be just boring in mid-table, because that wouldn't be so exciting, would it? We want an exciting first season, whether it be, going for the playoffs or whether it be surviving. And I suppose this is more fitting for the first season. It's a right old struggle. This series is going to be a slog. You got to stick with me, guys. Please. I don't want to see too many tweets saying Paul Holden Warren out or Golden FM out. I don't want that. I'm behaving like Mourinho here, like dictating. I don't want to see stuff. Let's end it there. Until next time, try and enjoy life a bit more than I have today. Keep the faith.